All right. Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Mukluk Streams. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed, yet still humble host, Mukluk, and Chip is currently climbing all over me. Welcome back, everyone. And I got some very good news for people who shared my frustrations during the last episodes. So let me quickly recap 90 minutes of what happened off stream. So, we were trying to do this fight. We got to this fight, there's this big ship, and this big ship constantly makes little ships. And even the little ships were beating me up, and the big ship was just like impossible to deal with. And I was trying to fight this thing, getting absolutely wrecked. I reloaded the game to the beginning of the fight to try again, because I lost, and I could not move. And we closed the game, reopened the game, and still could not move. It was some kind of bug, the save file was messed up. So I had to go to a previous save, which was like 20 minutes beforehand and replay 20 minutes of content. Now, most of it was talking, so I was just clicking through conversations, so I didn't have to reread them, but it was still annoying. So I did that. Then I was back at this ship battle. I went to the trader that sells ship parts, and I sold them literally everything of mine they would possibly take to increase reputation with them, bought as many ship parts as I could to increase the power of my ship, was able to get a few small upgrades, and I do mean small upgrades, like nothing major. Hi, Chip. And that was, yeah, I did that. And then I tried the fight again, and I lost. And I lost, 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 and I lost. And then I tried looking on Google to see what other people were doing, and there was many threads, like I bleeping hate the ship combat, I love the ship combat, there's a lot of stuff. And I found one, this guy's like, look, it's not fun, but what I do is I just keep flying away and firing torpedoes backwards at the thing. It takes, you know, like if a torpedo batch has 5 torpedoes, it takes 5 shots to destroy it. They can't destroy all of them before they hit, and then you eventually whittle it down. So I tried that, and unfortunately, this is a cruiser, and it spawns those little dudes. And between the shots of the big ship and the shots of the little ships, they could destroy the torpedoes before the torpedoes went back and hit it. Most of the time. Occasionally one got through, okay? Occasionally one got through. Also, I don't really understand what's going on with the special abilities on the main ship. Like, Empyrean Storm is a special ability, so is Boarding Party. And they say you can only use one per mission, but when I use Boarding Party, I can use it like 3 or 4 times. But afterwards, it grays out and it never lights up again. So, whatever the rules are for using an ultimate ship ability, they are very not clear. So Boarding Party has a massive range and does a little bit of damage to a ship. I was able to use that 3 or 4 times. Anyway, I fly away from this ship, firing torpedoes backwards, hoping they will interact with it. And it's turn-based, you know, so it's like beep, 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 for like an hour, all right? I'm not going to redo it on stream because honestly, it was the most boring thing ever, and I don't think you should have to watch that. This, after we had gone for like an hour, you see turn 27, after we had gone like this massive distance away from the start point, the ship broke. It is not moving. And so I was like, and it stopped, and I was like, hello? You okay? And it just stopped responding. So this...
No mercy for the enemies of humanity.
Is a save I did right before the last hit, because the thing just broke. So, and then let's see, here's that, and then his little fighter, and you see he's got little fighters all over the place that are also, you know, like their AI was being weird. So let's see.
Commence the symphony.
And again, these are the little ships. Look at that. I did no damage. Like the little ships are dangerous.
Drown them in the void.
Make it spin.
Engage the macro
I knew.
cannons. Sail upon the seas of void.
I say I don't even know what those guys are doing right now. They're being weird. Oh great, I'm about to die because of the little ship. And for some reason that did no damage.
Commence Commence the symphony of macro cannons.
That did no damage.
Initiate macro cannon barrage.
Finally. Alright, got that one.
Void Master,
Alright.
if you please.
Now this is kind of weird, because I made that save file earlier, and when I made that save file, after I destroyed the big ship, the little ships all self-destructed. I don't know why they're still alive. I don't know why we're still playing.
Set course.
Okay, anyway, after destroying the big ship, where is it? I made another save file right afterward. I'm just gonna jump to that one. Love this game. That was awful. That hour I had to spend kiting that thing and shooting torpedoes and praying, that was the worst hour of this entire game. You were purring very loudly. I thought you were going to say of my life. No, of the game. Dude, I just had a root canal. I've had way worse hours in my life. You kidding me? Alright, so, anyway, the whole point of this is the planet was under attack. We had 2 escort ships in the story. They were dealing with the most of the enemies. They distracted most of them. We flew toward the heart of the enemy fleet and attacked it, which was the ship battle we just had. We won the ship battle, and now we can do whatever this is. Sector, Coronis Expanse, Region Mundus Valancius System, Location Dargonis, Palace of the Lord General Militant. Material, extract from the memoirs of when the Expanse burned. Author, Corvin Lazarus, Lord General Militant of the Dargonis Planetary Defense Garrison. A general once said that all wars are fundamentally the same. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. Grok shit. That general had not witnessed the events of Euphrates II. Rogue trader Muck von Luck von Valancius was the supreme commander in that battle, a man of iron will, unfaltering, unshakable. I served in his personal enforcer guard back then, just another cocky kid who thought he was an expert soldier. The Emperor was gracious to me. He gave me a chance to realize how wrong I was. Most of my comrades didn't get a chance like that. The shuttles would have blocked out the sun if one could see it through the smoke of the manufactorum city of Sigma S-13. As at its heart stood the machine cathedral, our primary objective. The Lord Captain showed us mercy by having the landing zone bombarded from orbit. All the shuttles carrying troops and, more importantly, precious vehicles, reached their destination. Daunted by our numbers, the enemy withdrew. That was the perfect moment for a decisive attack. With an armored vehicle force of this size, we had the upper hand. Upon descending from orbit, Sister Argenta inspired the troops with the very first notes of her prayers. Her singing was the Emperor's voice commanding us to fight without any regards for our own lives. After rousing the soldiers to launch a daring raid, she quickly captured one of the heretics' commanders. That was when we heard a starkly different voice from the Sister of Battle. Trembling with fury, she personally interrogated the miscreant, pulling one poisoned confession after another out of him. Once she was done, the world was purged of his impure breath. Impure breath! And she was the one wielding the flamer. The sight of the heretic writhing in flames was imprinted upon our memories, shining a light on the cruel darkness of our immediate future like a brilliant beacon. On the command center, the Lord Captain ordered his generals to... Hold on, looking at options. Proceed with caution with support of comprehensive area reconnaissance. Success. We were commanded to prepare our auspices and commence the assault. We consigned our lives to small green vid screens and their machine spirits. Whenever we avoided another one of the enemy's traps and ambushes, we would then voxcast their coordinates to the artillery gunners. While our comrades rained thunder and lightning upon the heads of those skulking horsens, we gave the Emperor's peace to the rest, making slow but steady progress toward the city walls. Pushing through the ruins of sacred workshops, we looked with awe upon machines that up until that point had remained forbidden to the eyes of the laity. They were palaces of incredible and frightening technology, void ship assembly halls, alchemical atriums, sacred arsenals, generators producing invisible fields unsettling to the mind, and scriptoriums containing knowledge of horrors best left undiscovered. Awareness test succeeded. In one of the chemical chapels, we came upon the shipment of cisterns containing hallucinogenic gas. The tech priest protested that the substance was not designed for warfare, that it was created for higher rituals, but the officers wasted no time pumping our artillery shells full of that gas. At last, we reached the gates of Dog Mu 514, the threshold of metal nightmare that was Manufactorum Sigma S13. However, the initial attempts to storm the dock shattered against the enemy defenses. Magos Dominus Opticon 22 proposed to tech sabotage. He could send small Skitarii units behind the enemy lines and have them subdue the spirits of the area's defense systems. Thorvald, the fierce leader of the Space Wolves, proposed to send infiltrators beyond the wall to kill enemy officers and weaken the dock's defenses. The Lord Captain ordered to... The one that's 100% chance is proceed with the tech sabotage. Success. It was part of the escort for... Oh, wait. I was part of the escort for one of the tech priest crews that broke into the dock to carry out the sabotage mission. It's one thing to watch a technomat wave a sensor over a cogitator on a cargo deck, but it's another to observe sacred tech rituals being performed under a hail of bullets and carpet bombings. Their binaric prayers, decryption litanies, and blessed crypto-purification viruses did their work. Every turret in the vicinity instantly turned on their traitors, and the dock filled with gunfire and screams. When silence fell, the gates opened before us. Rhea, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Welcome back. Just a second here. Okay. It took us many days to break through to the metal heart of the Manufactorum. On the third week of the assault, the vanguard was halted and swept away by a salvo of plasma macro cannons. Scorning every cannon of sacred engineering, the heretics had placed the hull of an unfinished void cruiser on treads several kilometers long. This leviathan of adamantine and plasteel barred our way. Logis Opticon 22 insisted that we retake the sacred machine, for the vessel has been in the making for many decades. Its destruction would have meant a great tragedy for the Imperium. The Lord Captain... sent scouts to assess the fearsome weapon. The sight was both terrifying and mesmerizing. A majestic cathedral that was designed to cut through the void was instead resting on shreds of a size that staggered the imagination. Those shreds were grinding buildings into dust, and the ship's heavy cannons were incinerating entire tank formations. How could mere mortals hope to defeat a behemoth like that? The Lord Captain, demolition 0%, tech is 72, logic is 8. Alright. Commanded that the sacred vessel be reclaimed from the enemy's clutches. Success. Having the sacred machine on our side would have given our offensive a sizable edge. Our orders were to get a landing force to the cruiser's bridge and escort the engine seers to the main cogitator. Our shuttles used the turret's blind spot to deploy elite troops on board the cruiser. While they were engaged with the shrieking heretics, the engine seers reasoned that with the machine spirits of the main cogitator and infiltrated the Blessed Purgation Protocol on the inner decks. It took us 3 days to drag every last cultist corpse out of the compartments. Oh my god. Slipping on pools of blood mixed with sacred unguents, we made it to the Machine Cathedral, a gargantuan hall breathing with the flames of 1,000 furnaces, the last bastion of the enemy army. That was where I first faced the World Bearers, betrayers of humanity and unworthy sons of the Emperor. What could we, mere humans, possibly do to match their unholy bestial rage? The Lord Captain... highest success chance. Devised a plan that placed the Space Wolves at the forefront of our strike. Success. Oh wow, that was 2 out of 3. The Emperor's angels themselves led the charge that day. Magnificent in their rage, they forged a path for us to follow, and even the appalling champions of the archenemy could not stop them. While we distracted the enemy with suppressive fire and a hail of grenades, our unyielding leaders charged the World Bearers and tore them to pieces. We were the anvil of his wrath, and they were the hammer. Hi, Muck. Hi, Lord. And that's when it came. Doomscream. An ancient and bloodthirsty hellbrute. A merciless executioner forged from adamantine and ceramite. That single foe was repelling our assaults one after the other, turning hundreds of soldiers into bloody pulp. For as long as that abomination lived, we had no hope of reaching the heart of the enemy citadel. The dire-eyed Thorvald volunteered to track down and destroy the Vile Spawn, but fate had other things in store for him and his brothers. The Space Wolves pack was to be the first to storm the Machine Cathedral, and thus Magos Dominus Opticon 22 assembled a cohort of elite Skitarii and said that he would locate and eliminate Doomscream. The soldiers were whispering that he was willing to activate the so-called Guaranteed Annihilation Protocol, a terrible and ominous rite that is as lethal to the enemies of the Omnissiah as it is to his faithful servants. Upon arriving at the front line, the Lord Captain questioned the survivors who had witnessed the ruin that Doomscreen had wrought. Those lucky enough to have escaped with their lives had little to tell us. They remembered a terrible howl hanging in the air and a death machine, impossibly quick for its size, dismembering people and crumbling tanks with its horrific manipulators. This enemy was ancient, devious, and utterly mad. The heretic's mind was clouded by rage and hatred, and his body was bound within a prison of metal and mutated flesh. Upon arriving at the front lines, the Lord Captain... Okay, so 40% chance that I can take it out, or send Opticon to do it, and he'll probably just kill himself to do it. Lose Opticon guaranteed, or 40% chance I do it. Gave his blessing to Opticon 22. Opticon 22 and his cohort, their armor painted with black chrome, marched into the darkness of the Manufactorum in silence. Hours later, we heard chilling sounds of combat, and then a flash erupted from the depths of the sacred workshops. The Emperor's angels charged forth and found Doomscream there, crippled but alive, and routed the fiend. His bloodied pincer, ripped off by the devastating explosion, was presented to the Lord Captain as a trophy. The body of Opticon 22 was never found. It was disintegrated by the atomic charge he carried into battle. Such was the high price for the grave and humiliating wound that he and his tech comrades inflicted upon the unholy champion of the heretics. We chanted the name of the brave warrior of the Code in our prayers. At last we reached the Machine Cathedral. We saw a yawning lift shaft left behind the colossal land-gnawing drill that had burrowed for kilometers into the depths of the planet. The depth below lined the last hiding place of the heretics' leaders. Hundreds of grenades, accompanied by promises of swift judgment, were hurled into the pit. Such was our righteous anger. The planetary assault was a resounding success. The enemy's forces were shattered and broken. A small fraction remained in the Machine Cathedral, but the rest either had been destroyed or were destined to meet the same inevitable fate soon. The Lord Captain's retinue and the Space Wolves band delved into the shaft, headed toward the heart of the Machine Cathedral. We watched them leave with reverence in our eyes as we were setting up the perimeter around the entrance. We knew that the true outcome of the Battle of Euphrates II depended on them and that our fates were theirs to decide. Choose your party. Yep. Oh, man. So the Tech Priest guy basically had a pocket nuke. That's pretty wild.
Thank you.
Yo, why are you thanking me? Thank you. Appreciate that, little blind demon. You keep literally keeping me in business. Thank you for the prime. Thank you so much. It started out auto pause. Unpausing it. All right, so the Space Wolves are there. Hurl on the cruel. May the energies of the Immaterium batteries be infused with the blessings poisoned of the unreal, the vector be set. There is 3 Chaos Marines there, and that one's got a fancy thing on his back. I don't know much about him. A lot of tech priests. The giant clad in dark crimson armor is in the middle of a sinister litany, his words turning into a repulsive ethereal stench and flakes of otherworldly ice. He does not notice your presence. Kunrad Voigtvir. Oh, he looks different too. Look at, I know it's the small picture, but look, he's got a third eye on his head. He's got this like creepy grin. There's blue veins on his face. That is not how he looked when we saw. So for those who don't remember, Kunrad, we met him at the beginning of the game. Literally the first NPC we talked to. And then at the end of like chapter 1, he betrayed us. And then he's been on the run ever since, slandering our name. All right. The same cannot be said about Kunrad Voigtvir, who stands at his side. His completely mutated turquoise eyes flash upon seeing you. He flinches but remains silent, hesitant to interrupt the ritual. Thorvald. Smile at Voigtavir. Your death will be a delightful addition to my triumph. No longer able to control his temper, Voigtavir exclaims, "You did me a favor by coming here. I would like to pass a few words to the late Theodora. Will you kindly grant me this request?" Silence! The giant's voice shakes the walls. Your witless attempts to insult one another are interrupting my prayer to the true gods. The sorcerer reluctantly turns his burning gaze upon you. So you are the one who is so eager to meet me in your own demise? Rejoice, brother Twilight. Today you become the new rogue traitor. Voigtavir's deformed features twist into a bloodthirsty smile. Yes, master. I will rectify my mistake and reclaim what was stolen. Address the sorcerer. Do you have a name? Shall I simply refer to you as the Heretic? You know my name well. No, I don't. That's why I asked. I am Earlon the Cruel, breaker of misbelievers, truth speaker, triumphator of faith, dark apostle of the blessed word bearers legion. Kneel and offer a prayer of gratitude, for your death could not bear a worthier name. Examine the machine. The platform beneath the sorcerer's feet is the drilling machine's massive tunneling shield. This mighty mechanism can gnaw through underground rock, bunker bulkheads reinforced with adamantine, or anything else that may lurk on the planet's depths. The corrupted servants of the Deus Mechanicus scuttle around the heretic, muttering twisted prayers of ignition in attempts to persuade the Omnissiah's majestic beast to awaken and rend the world's flesh. Voigtavir, what the devils are you doing here? Voigtavir cocks his head sharply like a bird and laughs mockingly. I am on a path to greatness, Muck Von Luck. True power, the kind of which you and Theodora could only dream of. The edge of daybreak promised to weave me a truly remarkable fate. You're on a path to your own death, nothing more. You have almost reached the end. An empty threat. I have the upper hand this time. In my next prayer to the Dark Gods, I will thank them for letting me destroy another rogue traitor of the Von Valancius line. If only you knew what powerful weapon awaits us down below. With it, we will make the entire expanse. Enough, brother Twilight. Your lips will not speak a word more than it is a heathen's place to hear. Ignorance is their cloister. Let them remain trapped there. You must have been preoccupied with something profoundly important if you paid no heed to me obliterating your army. Death for the glory of the true gods is a blessed fate for any believer. Why would I rob them of it? Every martyr who perishes in the name only empowers their reign. I was tasked with a different mission, to make the Coronis Expanse behold the sheer impotence of its most eminent protector. Once Calcazar's treasure has been stolen, his secrets hoard plundered, and his name shamed, only the dogs of the false emperor will see the truth. No one will protect them. No one will heed their pleas. Only by bowing to the masters of the Immaterium will they earn the right to live. And what is this treasure you covet so terribly? I will keep this from you so that you may perish in the darkness of ignorance. Pathetic. Your master didn't even tell you the reason why he sent you to face your death, and neither will I make this poisoned cup any easier to drink. Lie. I already know what you seek here. Spare me your smug pomposity. The sorcerer lets out a chilling laugh. Save your feeble lies, for they are unworthy of my ears. I can see into the souls of mortals, and there is nothing in yours but confusion and fear. Only one option left. No more words. Thorvald, we must stop him. The wolf lets out a chilling howl, and his pack readies their weapons, acknowledging it as an unequivocal order to kill. With a solemn gesture of his hands, Earlon thunders in fury. Let those who blaspheme against the true gods beg forgiveness in vain, and their lips be sealed. Let their hands be severed, let their souls be reaped and scourged. To battle wolves, do not allow... I don't know what the rest of that said. A glorious fight awaits. Take heed with the silver-tongued traitor, for he is old, sly, and strong. But by the Allfather, the wolves will spill rivers of his blood today. The horrific display of profane sorcery appears to have filled Thorvald with joy and anticipation rather than fear. What manner of witchcraft was he attempting back there? He wished to wake the tunneling behemoth. If you hunger for my thoughts, Urlon is searching for something down below in the Manufactorum's deepest halls. My warriors destroyed the energy font and silenced the drill, but the detestable Malefic still found a way to revive it with his heinous magics. Another blasphemy. There are too many to count now. Pascal's dry voice is rattling like a heavy vehicle's chain track. His visor lights up a blinding green, then blue, and you hear a metallic moan coming from everywhere. It's as though the Manufactorum itself was being tortured. Dude, the music. Oh my god. Hold on. Where is it? Let's see. Have you encountered Urlon before? No, or else his head wouldn't still be hanging on his neck, but my pack has heard plenty about his strength and ignominious doings. One can see the evidence of the malefactions all across the Coronis expanse like bear tracks upon fresh snow. We stalked him and looked for a chance to clamp our jaws around his throat, but the Craven knows well how to hide behind the backs of his heretical lackeys. What is he after? What is he trying to unearth? Don't ask, for I do not know myself. Kalkazar treats his allies like a Fenrisian mushroom farmer treats his produce. Keeps them in the dark and feeds them shit. You didn't see fit to enlighten us about the secrets of Euphrates too, but 'tis no matter. Whatever it is, we mustn't let the loathsome Malefic claim it. I'll deal with him. You're a brave one, you're not easily deterred. Good. Then find a way to reach the tunneling platform while we give the mangy sorcerer something to worry about. Thorvald exchanged glances with his warriors, and you could swear they all smile in anticipation inside their helmets. Halbrand, you stick to the original plan. Take 2 brothers and go after Doomscream. I want to take the unholy tin can that holds this traitorous brain back to Fenris. Good hunting. We won't fail you. The eager space marine lets out a hungering howl. Proudly tread the hunter's grim in chase of a beast of steel and blood. Fangs barred sharp in thirst of prey, let glory cloak their mighty gait. Doomscream. He hides in this den? Step aside, Hellbrant. I will be the one to slay it. I claim this quarry for the baleful howl. Who or what is Doomscream? An old and vicious heretic, a hellbrute whose veins boil with poisonous rage and savagery. His mind and body have been so warped by the ruinous powers that his very existence is an affront to the Allfather's warriors. Tread lightly when facing him, young brother. Yes, the beast is mad and hideous, but he is with almighty old and graced with the archenemy's profane patronage. His hateful sermons abound with malefictions, and his weapon claimed the lives of hundreds during the assault. We grievously wounded him, true, but we haven't seen the last of this foe. Thorvald's expression darkens. My heart had little respect for Opticon 22, but he fought Doomscream with honor and fell with courage. A worthy fighter he was. His killer will pay the bloody toll. If Ulfar kills Doomscream, will that prove the baleful howl lives? If it comes to pass, I will be the first to raise a cup to the proud name of the ferocious pack. Ulfar! We set out to hunt the beast. Do you seek to best me in hunting, Ulfar Everlost? None are faster or deadlier than the Stormbiters. We will see, young wolf, we will see. Luck be with you, warriors. Hader Roos, Muck von Luck.
What the hell's going on here, dude?
Exactly. I thought we were gonna fight the dude in there, but we're getting sent off to find the other guy.
They will see.
All right.
Oh yes, they all will see.
What is this? The 6. Okay, we've seen that before. All right. Have that. What was that? The lockers are full of work overalls, robes, and tools that are covered in seals and emit their strong sense of sacred unguents. Lift cogitator control. The screen displays the elevator shutdown diagram. 2 devices are preventing the machine from functioning.
In this tapestry of a world,
All right, what is the formation?
Thread.
Every time I close this game and reopen it, it gets weird. All right, there. Hi, Chip. Welcome back. The first son of the large threaded rod is complete. We something blood. What did it say? Wash the joints with blood is what it said. What? Something's supposed to happen? Oh. Oh, the cutscene's over. Yo, okay.
Beyond.
What's going on?